Ayan, magandang araw po sa ating lahat. This is Big Match and welcome to the very first episode ng PBA Talks Podcast. And kung mga hindi po nakakalam, ako po isang vlogger and my website, nasa description box po. I am a vlogger at pbatalks.sportsblog.com. So our topic for today, a very first topic, is a recap of 6 teams: Meralco, Spear Foods, Barako, Locandex, Global Report, and San Miguel. But before that, just want to make shout out sa mga website po na kinukuhanan ko po ng mga stats. Of course, first, humblebola.com. Check their site. Nasa description box din po. Siguro it is the best source of statistics in the PBA. Kasi they're computing for the advanced statistics. Sa mga may po si stats dyan, check it out. Napakaganda, daling gamitin. Ganun din po yung pbaonline.net. Search din po siya ng stats at mga news, special mga news. And although I wanna shout out din po sa mga iba pong sources, special mga sa mga sources pa po ng news sa PBA. Spin.ph, interaction.com/interactive. Ayan. Maganda pong website yan ng mga news if you wanna read about, especially about the PBA po. Nandun po silang sources. So, ayan. So, simulan na natin to.
Puts up a three!
So, the first team na itatakal natin ay ang team na nasa baba, ang Meralco Bolts. So, alam ko at naniniwala ako, wala ni isa ang nanghula or nakakita or na-conclude na ang Meralco Bolts ang mapupunta sa pinakahuling place at this point of the conference, di ba? Sino nga ba ng mga maayos ang utak ang magsasabi before the start of the conference na Meralco Bolts yung mahuhuli, di ba? Pero wala tayong magagawa kasi sila talaga yung huli. And I have written about this the past. At sinagot na rin po ni Coach Norman sa isang article yung agam-agam or yung rumors na siya ay nagtatang para makuha si Kiefer Rabena. Sabi naman niya hindi daw. So talagang inaamin niya na yung team niya ay natalo ng 10 beses. Ginawa nila lahat pero natalo sila ng 10 beses. So kung ako naman, nagtangpan sila o hindi, doesn't matter kasi what is done is done. Isa lang yung panalo nila and now a top 7 pick na po. Halos sure na silang mapapasok top 7. At yung number 7, da-down lang sila sa number 7 kapag nag-champion sila dun sa last 2 conference. Which is, ikaw ba, naniniwala ka na kaya ng Meralco mag-champion ng the next 2 conferences? Di ba? So, their only victory this conference is against Spear Foods. It was maganda pa, nasa middle siya, no? So 5, next Thursday ng 0-5, then another Spear Foods, then 0-5 ulit. So actually they have a lot of close games. Marami ako napanood na games nila talagang close. Kaya natalo lang sila sa huli or during the fourth, which is very diba? So masasabi mo rin na talagang ginawa din nila lahat. Pero marami talaga kasi silang pagkukulang. And now, in my strength and weaknesses analysis, you can see here na 7 times na nakuha nilang 4th quarter. So, they really are good. They can come back. Pero halos mapali sila sa paghabol nila. Kasi karamihan, pagpasok na ng fourth quarter, natatalo sila, kailangan nila umabol. Pero, hindi sapat yung paghabol nila. And I saw a lot of questionable uh, rotations move by Coach Norman. Although, si Coach Norman yan, one of the greatest coach of the league. So, hanggang doon lang yung masasabi ko. Other than that, top 7 pick, may isa pang positive itong conference na ito sa Meralco. It's yung performance ni Chris Newsome. Napaka-encouraging ng performance ni Chris Newsome. He is scoring 11 points, 5 rebounds, and 3.5 assists in 28.7 minutes play. Napaka-versatile ng player. Until now, sa paningin ko, wala pa talaga siyang kumbaga role, or he's still pwede pa siya canvas pa rin siya hanggang ngayon. So, it will depend upon him and to the coaching staff kung anong klaseng player yung gusto nilang maging, kung paano siya i-build. Gusto ba nilang manatili siyang all-around guy tulad ng pinapakita niya ngayon? Then they can build toward it. Pero kung ako is maganda naman yung shooting stroke niya. I think he can be a very good 3-and-D guy. Like yung mga sikat na 3-and-D guys, mga kilala ko yung 3-and-D guys sa NBA, sina Klay Thompson, Kawhi Leonard, Danny Green. Actually, yung mga makasabing 3-and-D guy, they are very good at 3-point shooting and also very good in defense. Itong si Chris Newsome, maganda rin yung defense niya. He knows how to use of his athletic ability, even though karoon pa rin siya ng mga mistakes kapag pick and roll, ganun. Kasi nga, Europe pa naman, pero very promising si Chris Newsome. So, let's go.
Puts up a three!
To the next team, Pure Foods, who ends up with 4-7. They will enter the playoffs with a twice to beat disadvantage. Now, on the performance of Pure Foods elimination, napakalungkot. Para sa akin, napakalungkot. Kasi very promising yung parang sinambit ni Coach Jason Webb nung papasok siya. It's fast-paced, medyo may traditional na may halong triangle system na sistema, pero what I saw is medyo watak-watak. And I think masyadong na-in-love yung mga players sa mga isolation plays nila. And di ko rin alam kasi mahirap, hindi mahirap basahin yung sistema nila. It's parang kalat-kalat ba? Ganun siguro talaga. Pero kasi pag ganun, mahirap talaga ding mag-transition from a very systematic system, triangle, to a very parang watak-watak na, hindi naman siya watak. Watak-watak, it means parang walang fluidity doon sa mismong scheme. Not in a bad sense, yung mismong scheme talaga, siguro nila walang fluidity. I mean, it's per play basis. Pag ganun kasing per play, mahirap yung transition. So, siguro kaya rin sila medyo naggulat pa ngayon. Siguro talagang emotionally nahanap pa rin nila si Coach Tim. Kasi iba pa rin yung Coach Tim, di ba? Ilang championship sa PBA, 17 ba? And he led them to Grand Slam. Ito pa rin yung core ng team nito. Ito pa rin yung core nila, yung nag-Grand Slam pa rin, di ba? Hindi pa rin yung Big 3. Ganun. So, isa siguro yun sa mga rason kung bakit sila nag-struggle. But, it really, for me, it does not really a fault. Siguro hati-hati lahat ng fault, di ba? Kasi kung tinignan mo talaga yung stats, wala talaga silang nag-i-stand out. Walang nag-i-stand out sa na statistics nila. And that only means they don't have an identity yet. But although the best thing about them, they start game pretty well. And for me, I always put that most of the time kasi that's on the coach preparation. Nakaka-prepare sila ng maayos. They build right strategies. Kaya nakakakuha sila ng lead agad sa first quarter. But kung tatanungin ako kung sinong dapat i-blame, blah blah blah, actually wala naman. Siguro hati-hati lang sila dun sa blame kasi nga transition period pa rin naman sila. So, let us see sa next conference. Or, pala natin makasurvive nila yung twist to beat disadvantage nila against global. Yan po. So, that's Pure Foods, Stars, Hot Shots. Next.
Puts up a three.
Is the surprising Barako Bull Energy Cola na may laro mamaya. Kasi, ongoing na yung laro nila. So, I'm recording this. Ongoing yung laro ng Barako Bulls sa Karin o Shine, okay? Hindi nyo kakalimutan yun para hindi po kayo nalito. Nire-record po to na ongoing Barako Bull at ROS na laro. ROS naman. So, hindi, Barako Bull Alaska pala. Yung naglalaro ngayon, Barako Bull Alaska. So, Barako Bull. Yan. This is the 4 teams na tinalo na, Hinebra, Meralco. 5 teams pala. Kia, Talk and Tex, and Pure Foods. So, may 3 big teams na nandun, no? Hinebra, Talk and Tex, and Pure Foods. So, kayo ba? Farm team pa rin ba yung tingin nyo dito? Magkatapos na yung talunin yung Hinebra at Pure Foods. So, actually, meron pa silang chance na pumasok sa top 6 kung saan may twist to beat edge sila pag tinalo nila yung Alaska this afternoon. Pero kailangan din ng Alaska yung game, so makita natin. But for the performance of Barako Bull in the first 10 games, really it was R.R. Garcia was a revelation this conference. Kaso na injury siya, pero that's 17.1 points. Actually, he's now playing as the shooting guard. Kung papansin nyo, nag-defer na siya sa shooting guard ng team. As Chico Lanhete for 2 na 1-4. Sila mo nag-handle nung Orbistondo. Sila mag-handle ng bola. So, even though makikita mo pa rin naman sa laro ni RR yung heady plays kung saan siya sumikat actually. Napakatalino itong point guard. And very promising. Yung kung gusto yung malaman kung Barako pa rin siya or kung Barako ba siya pa rin ba siya next conference, check nyo yung news and rumor recap ko, yung latest. Mabasa nyo doon about them. So, Barako lives and dies the 3-point line. The shoots beyond the arc. Actually, enjoy ko yung style nila. It's talagang tira sa labas. Parang palitan kasing ginagawa nila. Penetrate, tira sa labas. Penetrate, tira sa labas. Or minsan, basta kailangan may penetrate pa din. So, just to maintain the threat inside. Pero kitang-kita mo kasi na talagang hindi ginagawa lang nila yung mga penetrations, mga tatlo sa basket just to give more breathing room sa outside shots. So, sa outside shots, nabubuhay ang team na to, and it's maganda yung resulta. 5 wins. and they can even have a twice to bit advantage. So I think this is a successful conference for this team. Barack Obama.
Puts up a three.
Next is Talk and Text. Tropang Texters. Ayan, so unang laro pa lang nila noon. I mean, di pa rin. Isang laro lang si RDO sa kanila and that, syempre pag mga ganun, napakalang injury nun kasi itong si RDO, check my latest rankings in the top 5 sa lahat ng PBA sa liga. PBA player sa liga. Nawala siya agad after 1 game. So, talagang kinailangan ng ipasok or bigyan ng malaking minuto tong si Troy Rosario at Mualat Tautua. And, na, slow yung start nila pero umayos din naman, di ba? And now they are combined for 28.8 points. Tapos, 11.7 rebounds, 2.5 assists, and 1.3 steals. Yung combinations na sila. That's very promising for these two. Kala nga natin nung una, di ba, parang bust. Kasi pangit talaga ng performance nila. Pinipraise na nga yung ibang rookie, pero umayos din yung kanilang laro. Even though may glaring talagang weakness itong dalawa, ayaw talaga nila makipagbanggaan sa loob. Hindi ko alam kung bakit. Siguro takot pa ako. Pinatakpan na siguro ng mga veterano ng mga unang laro. Kaya takot na sila. Pero hindi man sa takot, pero hindi nila tinitake advantage ng ganun yung kanilang katawan. So, even though si Muala actually drives to the basket a lot, pero sa post moves talaga, hindi niya ginagawa. Ganun din si Troy. Meron siyang paano ito? Hindi naman yung post move but he went back to the basket siya, pero isang dribble tapos fade away jump shot na yung ginagawa niya. Wala pa talaga siguro silang post moves, pero the moment these two learn some post moves, pambihira. Sobrang lakas na ng context nun. Kasi to have RDO is a very great post scorer. Tapos matututo rin si Troy sa simulan ng mag-score in the post. And their ability to hit outside shots. Grabing combo yun. 3 player na ganun yung quality. Sobra yun. Tapos meron ka pang Castro, di ba? So, another bright or positive thing about this team is Ryan Reyes. Hindi pala. Yung shooting lang niya. Si Ryan Reyes, 53.1% from the outside. Kapag may ganang shooter ka, he makes the whole game a lot easier. Kapag may mga shooter kang ganyang ka-deadly from the outside. And lastly, I'm just disappointed ng konti kay Matt Cadwallace-Roser kasi his numbers are not that good pa rin. He's still the junkyard dog ng Tokatex, but I really thought na talagang magkaganda yung mga numero niya this conference kasi galing siyang Gilas, pero hindi. Right now, I don't see Tokatex winning the championship unless RDO returns the same. Anong RDO nung last conference, ganun pa rin yung RDO kung makikita natin. Siguro, yun, pwede na.
Puts up a three.
We are down to our last two. Next is Global Port Batang Pierre. Sinong hindi nag-enjoy sa team na to, di ba? Sobrang sayang panoorin nito. The two top players, the Bird and the Bro. Broncos combining for 44.1 points. Saan ka na? I don't remember the heydays, the Fast and the Furious, pero I think wala yung mas mataas tong scoring combination nitong dalawa. And ang isa talaga sa pinaka gusto ko sa kanilang dalawa actually is they feed off each other. Diba? Alam nilang gamitin yung bawat isa. Stanley always majority of the time binibigyan yung bola kay Terrence. But dahil efficient itong si Stanley, hindi naman niya kailangan yung ganong karaming volume tulad ni Terrence. So, binibigyan yung volume na kailangan ni Terrence, volume shots na kailangan ni Terrence. Then after that, siya naman, isa-isa lang. Pero dahil efficient scorer na siya, nahabol niya rin yung scoring output ni Terrence once more. And another thing sa dalawang ito, napaka-clutch nilang dalawa. I remember one game, di ko lang maalala anong game yun. Basta yung isang game, nung unang gumawa si Stanley. Hindi ko maalala anong game yun eh. Yung unang, I think it's against LX ba? Kasi yung mga tumira, si Stanley. Crunch time yun. Close game. Then the next play, si Terrence naman. So, di ba? Napakaganda nung hatian nila. Hindi sila nagsasawapawan. And wala naman tayo na rin may issue sa kanila. So, talaga siguro in good terms sila. So, kung tatanungin ako if they can win the championship, I doubt it. Unless a miracle happen at kumanda yung depensa nila. Etc. Sa defense kasi. Kailangan talaga ng defense. Kasi, makita nyo na lang ginawa nung last game nila, sa Talk and Text. Actually nga, tinalo sila ng Talk and Text sa laro nila mismo. Which is medyo nakakahiya. Kasi scoring game yun. Then sila yung naiwanan. So, defense pa rin. Para siguro. And for our last team, pag-usapan, no other than San Miguel Beerman. So, hi. Ano bang masasabi ko sa team nito? Napakalakas. Pero, hindi ko alam kung ano kayo yung nararamdaman ni The Kraken. Na yung 43 points and 20 rebounds niya, performance, ay hindi sapat. Diba? Para may panalo nila yung game nila against Alaska. Pambihira yun, diba? 43 points. Tapos hindi kayo nanalo. Wow! What happened? Diba? Ano nangyari dun? Pero napakaganda rin talaga ng ginawa ng Alaska dun. Actually, maganda nga yung depensa nila kay John Marlon. Nevertheless, talo sila dun, but still, they are 9-2. And if Alaska or ROS lost, they will still grab one of the straight to the semis ticket. So, San Miguel is a great team. Kitang-kita. Defense and offense. Napakabagsik nila. Defense, they are number 2. Of course, pang-tweeted yan ni Junmar. Napakapigas din sa defense. And of course, Darwin Santos. But, one of the hindi masyadong napansin player ng San Miguel na napaka-importante sa nila is no other than Chris Ross. Grabe yung demensa nito. And he's the one who always provide energy. They needed it. Kumbaga sa motor palagi nasa 100. Parang per 100 kilometers palagi ito. Wala siyang primera, nasa 6 agad. Si Chris Ross, and they really needed it every time. You really need to have energy. for this kind of team. And that's San Miguel. And I'm and the evolution of Arwin Santos continues from a good go do it all small forward to stretch four. You watch the game San Miguel, makita niyo doon si Arwin. Halos palagi na siya top of the key lang siya. Yun na yung actually. Pwesto niya palagi na sa top of the key. Si Junmar nasa loob. Yan, so malaki rin tulong nun kasi halos kapag ganun, yung coverage na ni Junmar palagi pag ganun is yung center tapos yung small forward. Karamihan. So napapadali din talaga yung buhay ni Junmar. Pero talaga dun sa game nila against Alaska, medyo kinulang yung support ng ibang players. They look to be a true contender. I think they can win the championship. As long as pumasok yung mga tira nila sa labas. Walang maging taken. Pero syempre, malaki ring role dito ni Coach Leo. Kailangan magpag-decide ng maayos each game. And no matter what, either quarterfinals muna sila or straight semis, dapat ma-prepare na yung team na maayos. So, that's it for the very first episode. In the future episode, if we will now use Hangout, Google Hangout kung alam nyo yun, pwedeng makasali kayo doon if you have a Gmail. And so you can either comment or check our Facebook or message me dun sa Facebook page ng PBA Talks kung gusto yung sumali sa mga susunod po na discussions. Kasi, di ba, pag mag-isa lang kasi medyo boring. Nakita nyo na, mahirap yung salita ka lang, wala kang kausap. So, iba yung pag may kausap. So, ayun po. So, thank you for listening. And have a good day.